What's going on, everybody? This Afro think tank. So Donald Trump is really trying to start this civil war. All right? He's really trying. And I need y'all to keep in mind, he may be the president of the United States, which by itself, just saying it is embarrassing. Just saying that is just disgusting sounds coming out my mouth. All right? But I need you to keep in mind, he has no loyalty to America. He is a second generation American. Second, he's a German. He's a Schnitzelwinkel. All right? He is European. All right? His DNA had nothing to do with the foundation of America. All right? He has no loyalty. He got a lot of golf courses in Europe. He would just go to Europe. He doesn't care about America. As a matter of fact, most of this neo-Nazi administration are from other countries. They don't care about Americans. All right? But the thing is, Donald Trump knows goddamn well, just like Benjamin Netanyahu, that as soon as the chaos stops, accountability comes. All right? That's why Benjamin Netanyahu kept this little war going on, because he is under investigation. But during wartime, all that shit goes out the window. Donald Trump knows that these Epstein files are coming out. Donald Trump knows that he still has court dates to be dealt with after he's out of office. There's still things he's supposed to be held accountable for, and I'm pretty sure by now, after all the shit he done did, when we get a competent law enforcement apparatus re-established in America, he will be. Now, he's old, so he ain't got too much to lose, to be honest. I mean, shit. Worst case scenario, how much time can he possibly do? He on his way out, all right? But it's the people behind him that need to disrupt America and cause this chaos so they also don't get held accountable. Because best believe, there are a lot of people that need to be held accountable, including being sent to jail. Just like the first Donald Trump administration, a whole bunch of people went to jail. Best believe this one, a whole bunch of people supposed to go to jail. If we have an incoming administration that's not as soft like the Democrats were the first time, when they wanted to be civil and not prosecute the president because they didn't want to set a precedent. I blame you fucking Democrats who didn't lay the fucking hammer down on Trump the first time. But hopefully, the next administration is a real law enforcement administration. We need one of those. We need a real law enforcement administration. But Donald Trump and his neo-Nazi white administration, they were really hoping. They was really hoping that we'd come outside. Huh? They needed black folks to come outside because, remember, we trigger something in white America. When black folks are out here pissed off and marching and maybe fucking up a couple CVS's and shit, that's all they need for Fox News to cut that shit up, put them in shorts and shit, fucking add their own little, you know what I'm saying? That's all they need to add their little agents, like they did Black Lives Matter. Remember Black Lives Matter? Sponsored by white folks? But it was the white people and the white agents who were actually in there breaking shit. It wasn't even black folks. It was white folks doing it. They know when black folks go out and protest, even the rowdy ass anti-fascist white people come out and start fucking shit up. Because they're like, yeah, black folks outside, we going outside too, right? Keep in mind, we amp white people up to get active, right? So they know if black people get out, start protesting, a bunch of big black Hulk smash world-breaking Hulks out there and shit protesting the government. That's all white supremacy needs to be like, oh my God, emergency, insurrection, get the military out, we got it. And then all the anti-fascists, who they like to call Antifa. By the way, it's funny that this fascist administration has declared Antifa, which is people who are anti-fascist terrorists. So of course, I guess they will be terrorists to people who are fascists, right? So the white folks was like, hey, black folks, don't come outside, right? All our aunties and them said we on vacation until 2028, okay? So as black men, we had to listen to our aunties and our sisters, huh? They told us don't go outside, right? So we black folks, I'm very much proud of us. I'm proud of us. We've been in the house. We've been binge watching all the shows on the Netflix, on the Hulu. We've been catching up. Don't tell me you ain't been catching up. Y'all been catching up. We've been catching up, right? Because it's too expensive to go to the club. Ain't nobody really doing that shit. We all stay in the house playing video games and shit. You know what I'm saying? So the white folks been out here protesting. And lo and behold, not too many people done got shot. Which is a good thing, right? Yeah, they fucked a few things up, but ain't nobody really getting shot, right? So while the white folks out here battling the government, now Donald Trump, the neo-Nazi administration, they need to go to plan B. maybe we can get these white folk, these Americans, we can get them just to do a little bit more. If we can antagonize them just a little bit more, get them to do something, maybe get them to hurt, somebody, hurt a law enforcement agency, hurt a police officer. Yeah, that's all we need. Insurrection, right? So what I propose is, white folks, take your ass in the house. Lock it. Don't give them shit. I'm telling you, they're going to be so mad. They're already mad black folks ain't out there. They've been trying everything to get us out there. They called us all kind of niggas. Disrespecting every one of our black politicians by calling them low IQ. We know that's political white Trump code for nigga, right? They've been saying woke as many times they can, which means nigga, black person. They've really been trying to get us out, but we just ain't paying attention. We doing our own thing, right? So now they got to antagonize the white folk, get them to fuck it up on their own without black folks. If I was white, I'd go take my ass in the house. Listen, white folk, keep your ass in the house. Don't give him shit. Don't give him no excuse. Don't give him no fodder. Don't give him any clips so where he can justify all his unjustifiable actions, right? Let's let the midterms get here. Let's go out there on that day, which I motherfucker should have did last time. Let's go out on that day and vote as many fucking Democrats as we possibly can. Let's eliminate as many Republicans as possible. And I don't care if you like the Democrats or Republicans. I don't care if you don't care about, listen, it's about making moves and being strategic. Strategically, during this goddamn midterm, we need to vote every Democrat in. Why? Because it's going to stop Trump from doing anything. That's strategy number one. And then for the next 2 years, we don't do shit. We allow, hopefully, the politicians to block and filibuster every fucking thing Donald Trump tried to do, right? And they better try to impeach him. For real this time, right? Hopefully. But let's not give them, we can't rely on that. We need to rely on ourselves as people. Don't go outside fucking nobody's shit up. Don't go blocking no highways. Don't give him any visuals he can put on camera and try to say, we need an insurrection. No, let's be as peaceful as possible. He's going to be mad as shit. And then when that motherfucking election come up to where the candidates, because after the midterms, whoever is running for both the Democrats and the Republicans will start their campaigns. It take 2 years now. Y'all gave Kamala like less than 100 days, right? What'd you expect, right? But to run an effective campaign, you need at least 2 years nowadays, right? So what we need to do is be as calm as possible. Find some other shit to do. Talk your shit online, all right? All the protesting need to go online, not outside. Let all the National Guard stand out there by themselves with nobody to engage with. Let all these police officers be outside with nobody to engage with. Now, of course, ICE still gonna do their thing, but we can stop that come midterms when you vote as many Democrats in as possible. Just don't vote the crazy AIPAC ones in, all right? Just get somebody who got some, integrity. Hopefully, we got choices, some kind of choices that still pass the bond. We got different levels of evil, all right? We got to navigate through that shit, and that's the real world, right? So we just got to do what we got to do strategically to stop this fucking evil, all right? Because Trump needs to fuck shit up. He needs to enact the Insurrection Act. He needs to do these things in order for him not to leave office. He does not plan on leaving office. He does not want to leave office. He wants to be king. He wants to be dictator for life. He wants to die in that office. And the only way for him to do that is to muddy the waters further, to cause chaos in order to justify it. So all his Republicans, all his right-wing, racist, German, European administration can enact laws that we ain't never heard of to keep his ass in the White House. Nah, we need to kill that dude with kindness. We're not really going to be nice to him. We're just not going to go outside. Listen, Call of Duty comes out this month. Battlefield comes out at 12 o'clock tonight. Ark Raiders comes out on the 30th. Take your ass in the house and fight that war online. All right? I'll see you there because I'll be there. All right? Play video games. Catch up on all the shows that you've been missing. I know y'all been doing that. I know y'all black folks been catching up on shows. I think I said that already. All right? Watch some new shows. Try some new shit. Play some shit. See if you like it. If you don't like it, try something else. All right? Get into anime if you ain't never do it. Don't knock it till you try it. Watch some Korean movies. You get into that shit. Watch some Korean series. That shit lasts for fucking ever. All right? Awesome. Right? Find some shit to do while Donald Trump is there. Right? Don't give him shit. White folks, stay your ass in the house. All right? Learn how to put seasoning on your food. Learn how to do that. That may take you a while. By the time you figure that shit out, boom, he be gone. And guess what? After that, since he won't have no excuses, then we need to vote in a Judge Dredd of accountability, okay? Because the next administration needs to be putting their hammer down and crushing all the people we can possibly crush and hold accountable for this shit that's been happening for the last 4 years. Now, I'm fully aware that most of these fat, middle-aged, bald-ass white bastards that's out here running around with their fucking masks are gonna slide back into the ether and hide. And we won't know who they are. And a lot of them won't be held accountable. Because if it was up to me, I would try to find out every one of those ICE agents, and they're getting fired, they're getting prosecuted. I'm allowing the citizens to sue them civilly, all that shit. I'm talking about straight Judge Dredd, all of them. None of them will be held. Nobody will be safe. No federal law enforcement officer will be safe. Especially the ones who just got there. I want to roster all the ones who got hired through Donald Trump's administration, and I'm going through all that shit. We need to be hiring contractors to investigate all these bastards and see what they did and hold them all accountable to the fullest extent of the law. That's what we need. Are we going to get it? Probably not. Maybe to a certain degree. But that's what we really need, honestly. So we probably should be asking that of our congressmen and senators when they come up for election. Both 2026 and 2028, and the president. What are you going to do about these people that need to be held accountable for with the bullshit that they participated in? Okay? But anyway, I just want to say, Donald Trump, yeah, he wants to start the Civil War, and let's not give it to him. Black folks, we stay in the house. White folks, take your ass in the house. All right? And don't give him shit. Anyway, that's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Donald Trump just implied that we're about to be in a civil war if the Democrats, quote, keep playing these games. He said this in response to a question about the ICE facility mass unaliving that occurred yesterday in Texas. Just take a look at this.
But the radical left is causing this problem, not the right, the radical left. And it's going to get worse, and ultimately it's going to go back on them. I mean, bad things happen when they play these games. And I'll give you a little clue. The right is a lot tougher than the left.
So let's just start with the facts. There's absolutely no evidence that this guy was a Democrat, left-winger tied to any progressive organization. Acting U.S. Attorney Nancy Larson says his words were definitely anti-ICE. That said, we did not find any evidence of membership to any specific group or entity. However, there was a handwritten note found where he expressed hatred towards the federal government. And that backs up the claims that were made by this guy's friends. They said he was a libertarian who hated both political parties and the government. But Donald Trump and all of his little puppets don't care about the truth or reality. They see a tragedy happen, then they start thinking of ways they can use this to divide the American people even farther. And notice that Donald Trump did not condemn violence or call for peace whatsoever. He did the exact opposite. He threatened that the right is tougher and that bad things will happen if they get energized. That's not leadership at all. That is direct incitement. He is trying to start a civil war in the United States. Presidents are supposed to lower the temperature in this country, not raise it every single chance they get. I definitely understand why Putin wanted Trump to become the president so badly. I mean, Trump is doing every single thing he would want him to do.
New threats by President Trump to send the National Guard into blue states over the objections of governors, even if it takes emergency powers to do it. The Republican governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, posted a picture showing National Guard troops from his state boarding a military aircraft. We're told the president has activated Texas troops to deploy to the Chicago area, where protesters have been clashing with ICE agents. Flight records appear to show the troops landed in neighboring Indiana overnight as they await what comes next. Now, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has called the mobilization an unconstitutional invasion. The city and state have sued over it, but a federal judge declined so far to immediately block the troop deployment in Chicago and has given the Trump administration until Wednesday night to respond to the suit. And if officials or courts stand in the president's way, the president says he could get around them by invoking the more than 200-year-old Insurrection Act.
So far, it hasn't been necessary, but we have an Insurrection Act for a reason. If I had to enact it, I'd do that. If people were being killed and courts were holding us up, or governors or mayors were holding us up, sure, I'd do that.
Let's get to CNN's Whitney.
Well, America is under invasion from within. We're under invasion from within. No different than a foreign enemy, but more difficult in many ways because they don't wear uniforms. At least when they're wearing a uniform, you can take them out. These people don't have uniforms.
Good morning, peeps. How y'all doing? It's Monday, June 9th, 2025. I had a wonderful weekend with my brother, hiking at the Grand Canyon. We flew out in a Piper plane on Friday by way of Laughlin, Nevada. I spent all day Saturday hiking and then flew back the same route in reverse yesterday. I promised myself I wouldn't make any political posts all weekend, but now it's Monday. I took the day off so I could have a day to recover and get some shit done. And I'm pissed. What Trump's doing in LA is the beginning of the end, man. He wants martial law. He wants a civil war. He wants to use the military to squash dissent in this country. Those people in LA were peacefully protesting. Where was the National Guard on January 6, 2021? They were nowhere to be found. And a lot of the cops, the Capitol Police, didn't show up that day because they knew what was going to happen. Where were the cops on horses? Where were the helicopters? Where were the drones? A lot of the security on January 6th just weren't there because Trump wanted his goons to take over the Capitol and overthrow the government and install him as dictator. This is what he's been wanting. And he also wants a civil war. And he didn't think this thing through. If he starts a civil war, it's going to rip our country apart. And all you MAGA morons who are still following him, still support him to this day, it's not what you want. It's not going to be like you think. It's not going to go down like that. It's going to be bad. And is this what you want? Is this making America great? We have an authoritarian dictatorship right now. Our democracy is basically all but gone. Civil liberties, all but gone. He's trying to force through this big, beautiful budget, which basically makes it so, in addition to all the terrible things it does, takes away all these government programs, increases taxes on the poor, decreases taxes on the rich, takes away all the programs that we pay for that help the working class and the poor. It makes it so he doesn't have to obey court orders. He can just do whatever the fuck he wants. And he gets $300 million a year to golf. Is that what you voted for? All you people that still support this motherfucker need to pull your head out of your ass and wake up. This is not America. This is a fucking third world dictatorship. This is not what we're about. And all you people, though, you Second Amendment, pew-pew nuts who are hoarding guns for your fucking, the tyrannical government, well, it's here. And don't think he's not going to come after them. When he comes to your house looking for your pew-pews, are you just going to hand him over? Wake up, people. This is serious shit. Every day it gets worse. Every day this motherfucker is in power, it gets worse. We need to remove him. Have a good day, everyone.
The United States government wants a civil war so bad. It's so obvious that it's pathetic. All of a sudden, all of these people getting pew-pewed up, and everyone's just happened to be leaving little markings on bullets. Everyone just happens to be doing that all of a sudden. All of a sudden, the year 2025, people are leaving freaking notes on bullets. Do you think we're stupid? Do you think we're MAGA? It's MAGA who eats this crap up and think they're the smartest people in the world. We're not MAGA. Not everybody with a brain is MAGA. Whether you're black, white, indigenous, Asian, doesn't matter. If you're not MAGA, you're not an idiot, right? We're not stupid, right? We know how to read between the lines, right? It's very obvious they want a goddamn civil war, bro. They tried that crap with can't say his name, the unalived podcaster who passed away in Utah. They try to blame it on liberals and leftists. They tried their hardest, even bringing trans people into it. Didn't work. It was a white guy who was raised by a bunch of Republicans who happened to be Trump supporters. Next. White man pew-pews up a freaking ICE facility and literally unalived only the detainees. The right is trying to sit here and say, no, it was a leftist, it was a liberal. What? Oh, because the bullet said anti-ICE. If he wanted to unalive an ICE agent, he would have unalived an ICE agent. He had 3 tries. At least 2 that I know that are detainees are unalived. He had 3 pew-pews, he had 3 shots, and he... Do you guys think we're stupid? You guys are trying everything in your power to rile up MAGA so bad that you want them to go door to door and try to take our lives, bro. You guys think this is freaking 1940s Mississippi. You guys think this is Tulsa. You guys think you're just going to round... it's not... This is not going to go the way you think it's going to go. Why is the government pushing for this so bad? Do you know what would happen if a civil war actually happened? If you got the white folks on the right side of history with black people, indigenous people, Asian people, Hispanic people, MAGA would get their ass whooped.
Trump wants to invoke the Insurrection Act to punish anyone who opposes him.
If you take a look at what's been going on in Portland, it's been going on for a long time, and that's insurrection. I mean, that's pure insurrection.
I know all of this is frightening, and I don't want to unduly alarm you, but you need to be aware of this imminent danger. It's unfolding very, very rapidly. He's following a 4-point plan that you need to know about. Step 1 is to deploy ICE into so-called blue cities run by Democrats. These masked and armed ICE agents are wreaking havoc on American cities and violating due process. They're arresting people outside immigration courtrooms. They're raiding homes in the middle of the night and detaining children and adults, including American citizens. They admit to using racial profiling. These aggressive tactics are provoking demonstrations, which leads me to step 2, exaggerate the scale and severity of the protests. Trump has described Portland as a war-ravaged city burning to the ground, but Portland's own police chief has debunked that.
City of Portland is about 145 square miles. This is one city block. Even the events that are happening down there do not rise to the level of attention that they are receiving.
And Trump continues to describe Chicago as a war zone. But recently that's because of ICE agents who've sprayed tear gas, pepper balls, and rubber bullets into crowds of journalists and protesters gathered outside a detention facility. But that doesn't seem to matter to Trump. It's all part of a plan to establish a pretext for step 3, deploy National Guard troops. Trump is deploying hundreds of National Guard troops from red states like Texas into blue states like Oregon and Illinois against the wishes of Democratic governors. This is continuing to enrage an already outraged public, which is the whole point. Trump wants to stoke actual violence, which would make it easier for him to unleash the final step in his plan, which is step 4, invoke the Insurrection Act. The Insurrection Act empowers a president to federalize the National Guard and use the U.S. military to suppress civil disorder, insurrection, or armed rebellion against the government. Everything done by Trump has been a preamble to invoking this act and being able to unleash troops against his perceived political enemies who oppose his regime in advance of the 2026 midterms. It would be the ultimate step in Trump's authoritarian power grab. There are fights happening in the courts right now that could put a stop to all of this. Even Trump's own appointed judges in the federal courts are standing in opposition to him. And you have a role to play too. Trump and his enablers want violent confrontations in order to justify their moves. So please, remain peaceful if you protest, or if you encounter ICE agents or National Guard troops where you live. Do not give Trump what he wants. Instead, record what you see and post it. Send it to local media. Do whatever you can to chip away at the false narrative Trump and his cronies are trying to build as a pretext for unleashing their power grab and stripping away our freedoms. And please help spread the word about what Trump is planning by sharing this video.
What's going on, everyone? It's me, Jeremy. It's October 8th, 2025. So I hope the aliens get here pretty quick. 3i Atlas, we need you to hurry up because Jesus did not make it on time. Well, for either of his appointments, September 23rd or October 6th, 7th. It is now October 8th. So we need these aliens to hurry up because if there are no aliens by the end of the month and Jesus just isn't really, really late and still going to make it at some point, it looks like we get civil war. We get economic collapse, and then we get global conflict. That's pretty obvious at this point. Look at what you got. Well, I mean, you've got civil war here in the United States now with National Guards from one state, i.e. Texas, being sent to a whole nother state, i.e. Illinois. That's civil war, guys. I don't care how you want to label it or dress it up. You've got troops from one allegiance going into another territory. Period. What's another sign that we have? Well, the dollar is lost 11% this year alone. You have gold and silver at all-time highs. Well, that only happens when people are running away from stock market. And I know the stock market is still at an all-time high, but it's also being held up by just a couple AI companies, and they're completely overvalued. And that thing's going to burst like all the other bubbles that are out there because we are in the everything bubble. Everything is in its own little bubble, and it's all underneath this one huge, gigantic bubble that's just going to pop. Okay, and we're just trying to figure out how much longer do they keep the whole thing, afloat. So again, guys, if there is no aliens coming with this 3i Atlas, if there is no financial bull run before to make some people rich, if there is no Messiah coming who just happens to be running a little late, then we're going to go through trials and tribulations, guys. And they are well ahead of schedule on the stage being set. Okay, you can just look around again, read the room, and you can see it. All right, so maybe have a plan, have some community, have a tribe. It'll be easier to get through it with other people. Go get yourself some supplies, diversify your assets, and get ready to be a minimalist for a little while. Get ready to entertain yourselves again instead of having to pay for entertainment. Learn how to entertain yourself within the mind. Heal the temple. Okay, mind, body, soul. This is what you need to be working on. This is the temple that gets rebuilt in end times. It ain't nothing built by man's hands. They tell you that, and you still seem to miss that part. This is the temple that you need to be worried about that's getting rebuilt. Not anything that they're about to do over there. That doesn't mean anything, okay? Yeah, get yourself some backup meds. Hey, got animals, make sure you get food for the animals. Get board games and decks of cards and stuff for the kids in case you can't afford the subscriptions to the video games and the Netflixes and cable and all that kind of stuff, or God forbid, internet. Yeah, make sure that you are doing something right now, because sitting around and continuing to act like there's nothing going on at all is just ignorant. I get believing that Jesus is coming to save you, and that if that's what you choose to do, that's your free will. If you choose to do nothing, that's your free will. That's absolutely okay. But we're not going to act like nothing's happening anymore. We're going to make sure that people are aware that, hey, no, you're not crazy. Shit is going down, and it's okay if you want to talk about it out loud now, okay? My name's Jeremy, guys. Like the video, share the video, and please, guys, take care of one another, because there's gonna be a lot of division that's gonna be thrown at us, and we don't need to fall for it, guys. We can rise above it. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.